Fifth programmers configure BIOS settings, how to enable and disable USB and LAN. And what is BIOS? BIOS, it is a firmware that initializes hardware during boot up. We know BIOS is a basic input output system. When we switch on a system, it will check for the power on self test. That means it will check all the hardwares are working properly or not, and it will uh, switch on the computer. If all the hardwares are working properly, it will switch on the computer. If suppose the hardware it has any problem, means it will not switch on, it will give some beep sounds. Based on the beep sounds, we can identify which hardware is not working properly. For example, if you get three long beeps, means uh, your keyboard is not working properly. Like that, if you have short beeps, means it shows your RAM is not working properly. So like that, each beep sound has certain hardware failure things. And BIOS or UEFI, it is a chip to initialize your hardware. It facilitates communicate between the operating system and hardware, ensuring proper functioning of all the components. After the power on sector, it checks for the boot sector, and it will try to find the operating system, and it will load that operating system, the basic input output system. And now it is replaced by UEFI, that is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. And comparatively, BIOS we can use only keyboard to operate, but in UEFI you can use the mouse, that is graphical, it is in graphical user interface and you can easily navigate. And compared to your traditional BIOS, it has the faster boot times, and it has an improved security features. For example, in BIOS you can set the password, but in case of UEFI you have a secure boot. Whenever secure boot is enabled, the built-in feature it gets enabled, and it stops the undigitally signed drivers from loading into your system. And it also stops your rootkit malicious software like rootkits. So this and all possible by using this UEFI mode. And it also supports the largest storage device, that is more than 2 terabyte, up to 18 exabytes it will support. So it is also faster, and it also supports the 32-bit and 64-bit operating system. So this is all advantages of your UEFI. So this is your UEFI, and here you have different settings: general, basic information, and boot sequence. It shows through which you can load your operating system. And system configuration, under that you have integrated NIC, where you can enable and disable your LAN port, that is your internet. So this is the area under system configuration. Under integrated NIC you can able to enable or disable your LAN. And same in that same system configuration, USB configuration is there, where you can enable and disable your USB ports. So these are the uh, two areas where you can, in a system configuration, where you can enable and disable your two things, that is your internet under integrated NIC and USB under your USB configuration. So in case of old BIOS, you have to go to the advanced mode to enable and disable your LAN and USB thing. So this is all about your booting process.